You got a bug in your bedroom?
It was like flapping around.
We survived. We all survived. We did it together. What a week. So I don't want to downplay, obviously, what happened during the week with the team. And guys, I've got so much more I want to say on that, obviously. I'm just going to let the dust settle and sorts a lot of things out still. And then I think we sit down and do a Q&A and you guys can ask me anything. But that's not today. Today's Sunday and I'm going to go for a bike ride. I'm going to ride south today, the much maligned south. So do not, under any circumstances, follow the route I just took. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll put a route that rides south that I've done previously. That is a million times better than that slop that I just did. Look, one of the things you learn very quickly riding solo by yourself in Sydney, you don't follow the routes that the groups take because it's a very different dynamic for you as a solo rider on the road. Like I am kind of asked what's a good time management trick, that kind of thing with life commitments. Everyone's circumstances are very, very different. One of the things that I do find helps, and maybe you're not gonna like this, is ditching group rides. Because, you know, if Liz goes for a run, obviously there's no group ride rolling out at 8:15 on a Sunday morning. And I know it's not very inclusive and it's not very community minded. Let me know if you've gone down the route of ditching the group ride. So welcome to the Royal National Park in Sydney. That interview we did with Jay, how good was that? Have a guy be as open and honest. But I just wanted to clarify, he said this, right? He is potentially the worst person to take training advice from. The events that he is training for resemble in no way, shape or form the events that we are training for. He talked about putting 20 to 30 grams of carbs in for endurance rides. He's physiologically capable of doing that. His endurance rides are probably a lot slower than you think. And so hence he can kind of get away with that sort of low carb intake. And I've spoken to the coaching guys a lot about this. The rest of us, we don't do them that slowly because normally we don't have time. We want to put a squeeze or two in. It's almost one of those things where you take that commentary as a holy crap, that's awesome, that's amazing, what an athlete, rather than, oh, I'll give that a crack because that's going to help me. Ah, there we go. Home to the next World Championships, believe it or not, down there somewhere. The other thing I wanted to mention was Adam Sims put an awesome question, actually a comment rather, on the endurance bike vlog. And Adam, mate, that question, that comment is where that vlog started in my brain. Because I jumped on that Cannondale in the US, right? And I was like, man, this bike's different. But you know what? I'm just like you. I could not articulate what that difference was without using all the slop, generic, oh, it's nimble, oh, it's more compliant, all these terms that I don't know what they mean. So mark my words, mate, I'm going to articulate this because at the moment I'm the worst person to ask because I've been riding the same bike for so long. Like I said, that's where the endurance bike vlog started, because then I started reading, okay, what are the brands telling me that is different about these bikes? I'm reading it going, this is crap. This doesn't make any sense. So leave it with me. I'm going to work out how to actually explain the differences. So who is your go-to YouTube bike reviewer? Who do you respect? Opinion, there you go. Whose opinion do you respect? Okay, here's my 2 cents. You kind of got to ignore the magazine channels. Watch them for the porn factor, 100%. But like, if you're going to get like a, you know, they're going to tell you what, they're going to tell you what you want to hear, right? So then after that, I suppose we're looking at the vloggers, aren't we? And okay, the obvious sort of thing is like people are like, oh, well, this guy's in bed with that one and he's always going to say this. I just don't think that's relevant. I think what's more of an issue is like none of us are good enough to do it. Like, and I don't mean like a good enough cyclist. I mean like a good enough bike reviewer. I will watch a bit of Dave Arthur. I reckon he's kind of good. He seems to get his hands on like super new gear, which is cool. Sorry, Dave, I've never met you. My criticism would be he doesn't ride the bikes hard enough. I think you learn so much about a bike when you are at your absolute physical max on that bike. Like, I'm throwing myself completely into that basket that not good enough as a reviewer to actually pick those intricacies just yet. But anyway, let us know your thoughts, guys. Who is your most respected bike reviewer on the YouTube? And I did want to say, obviously, a big thank you to everyone who reached out with messages, comments in regards to the team. It's been quite emotional, actually, and I really appreciate all the commentary. So I have to share this one with you, right? So I've had this from a few people saying, you know, really sad news, etc., etc. And really sad for all the employees at Neuro. It's like, oh, I have to notify the marketing department and HR, and you know, hand out some redundancies. It's gonna hit the industry or hit the corporation hard. But no, again, like, thank you. It's yeah, it's been overwhelming actually. What's this? Ah. Ooh. Can't make this shit up. Right. Okay. Well, I'll catch you in the next video, whenever that might be, because we got a few things to take care of here. Alrighty. Chat soon. Hope all's well, and yeah, I'll let you know how it gets on.